I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar! A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same. Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet,
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Well, this is a surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryukishi, and welcome to Let's Try the prologue demo of Metaphor ReFantazio. Metaphor is an Atlas-owned game, so if you're at all familiar with the Persona franchise or SMT franchise, then you will know what to expect with this. I've honestly been super excited for this game, but also a bit cautious, because I'm always cautious with new titles. I just worry that they're going to be bad, but I'm really hoping this is a fantastic game and an even greater experience. So, without further delay, let's try out the demo. Unfortunately, I won't be able to turn off my mic, but oh well. That's why I'm recording when no one's home.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest?
Yes.
Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
This genuinely sounds like Greg Chun. If you don't know Greg Chun, then he's a very popular voice actor who voiced characters such as Kaname Date from the AI Somnium Files series, as well as the English voice actor for Yagami from the Judgment series. If that sounds familiar, Judgment is a pseudo spin-off of the Yakuza franchise. So, yeah. Confirm. Your name is indeed Ryu. You will name the protagonist later. Yep, that's 2 U's.
A most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question.
What might that be?
Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
Not always.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me.
Really?
Consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
I don't know if Regicide will be unlocked when the full game releases, or if it's another one of those unfortunate things where you have to beat the game first in order to unlock the hardest difficulty, which I'm personally not a fan of. I think the hardest difficulty should just be available right from the start. I get that they want you to replay the game over again and use new tactics, but come on, just have the hardest difficulty unlocked at the start. If people want a challenge, let them. Normally I would do, well, normal mode, but I want to try hard, because I'm kind of a Persona/SMT veteran. I know how these games go, and I know how to abuse the game systems, unlike other people that don't, so.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
I like that the main character has heterochromia.
I've certainly been hearing the stories. To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits! Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk...
The lip syncing could use some work.
No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter?
Igniter.
How'd they get one of those?
Come on, hey, keep it moving. Hurry it up. Next one. Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife is. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the cabinet?
I think elders are the most like a human in this game.
What's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy.
Hard, huh?
Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
This is a very long animated cutscene.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us? Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached? Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
You alright?
Are you alright?
been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
I wonder if you could remove the text box. I don't think you can, but yeah, fast forward, log, no more or something, and stop auto. You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Basic controls. Tutorials dungeon. Use the movement keys to move. Hold R2 while moving to dash. Press circle to dodge enemy attacks. Some actions you can perform and their corresponding controls are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can also use the minimap to see which way to go. You can view tutorials you've seen before in the options main menu.
Let's go.
Alright. Wait, I'm sensing something close. Don't move! It's a worm!
Watch out!
Sandworm Volmo. Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. Phase Sight. Press L2 to use Phase Sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best as you can.
Okay. Hurry!
Running, running, running. That's a big lion, or manticore. Reach the royal capital, get to higher ground.
Look.
Excuse me. Damn.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Refresh.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, by the way, the main character is voiced by... I don't know his full name, but it's Caleb. For my Honkai Star Rail viewers, that's Kaelus's voice actor. So get used to hearing him a lot.
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
I wonder if Gallica actually becomes a party member. I hope so. I really like her design. It's as though the music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew.
Oh.
Makes the road a little easier.
Dude. This music, though. Hey, look!
Over there.
That's a road, isn't it? What a relief. Grand Strad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight.
Got a sec?
Oh. Dude.
I don't like this. Great find. Keep it.
Dude. Anyway. If you didn't pick Kaelus and you're still unfamiliar, Genshin Impact Ga-Ming shares Kaelus's voice.
Not good. Run for it.
Book it! Book it! Run for your lives!
8
Anyway.
tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic.
Damn!
The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Micronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
Oh, great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from the epoch of glory to grant me thy guidance. Why is it a windy road? Why can't it just be a straight and narrow line? Is it because of the actual underground terrain?
Just look.
Whoa.
Damn.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong!
Wonderful.
Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead.
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry!
Oh, Gallica.
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only Elder here, in the whole city even.
I hope his parents aren't dead. Damn.
Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside. Not that it's very balanced. I see more Clamars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elder kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
It's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Is he eating a thing of chocolate?
Can come back from this. We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could
Excuse me.
purify this
Apologies.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
Probably a building that's jam-packed with people and having lines coming out of the doorway. Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. What to know in town? Press R1 to open the local map. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Gallica always has good ideas, or so she thinks. Press up on the D-pad in safe areas like towns to save your progress.
Whatever will I do?
Okay. What's going to happen now that His Majesty has passed? I hope Count Luis gets control of the army again. Who are you, shady woman? Nothing, huh? 6-2 Waters Day, afternoon, 23 degrees Celsius. We're not going to war, are we? Count Luis is even in the Grand Trad. As long as Centifex Forden is alive and well, there shouldn't be any problems. Parapus woman.
So you?
An Elda, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude. Just mind yourself. The city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. Does that bother you? Yeah, I'm fine. Parapus tribe or not, I can knock those fools 6 ways from Idol's Day? Not a place for inferiors. She kind of reminds me of, what's that one? Fairy Cheat? Tri Brigade Fairy Cheat? The link to Tri Brigade monster. She's got a giant-ass rifle gun. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then I apologize. Viking Magic Association. We don't need to go there. Oh.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
What's a magic igniter?
See? There's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside.
So in other words, an igniter is basically just a staff. Okay.
I can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic.
Okay, yeah, it's basically like a
I can
staff.
whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air.
Magla.
Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city? Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Igniter merchantess. No thanks.
No thanks.
Appreciate the offer, though.
How would you even know what the royal scepter looks like to begin with? You've really never heard of it? Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty.
Excuse me.
Passed
Apologies
down
again.
through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
The top part that's surrounding the blue thing looks like a ribcage, honestly. And the side parts look like wings, with the bottom, near the bottom of the scepter, it looks like a tail almost. And the top part definitely looks like a bird head. I wonder if that's intentional or not. I could just be reading too heavily into the design for this. I'm just bothered by how the thing surrounding the blue oval shape is like a skeleton cage. That's a bit odd of a design.
Dead. But no
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
Is there?
I'll keep that in mind.
A word of caution, then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous.
You think?
She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
Let's head there.
So we shall. Of course it's a Clemar. Of course it's something. Ugh, I joined the army because I looked up to Lord Luis, but now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army gonna do now? We won't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently. Of course this is Luis. Ah. So the royal funerals to take place at the something. I was hoping that we blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an Elda, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
Right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. Looks like this is the place.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward.
You gonna jump into my bag?
If you start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock them dead. Okay, you got this.
Thanks for the pep talk.
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Damn.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't.
Is that a wanted poster?
On that plate's already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone.
Oh, hey. Gallica's actually on her feet for once instead of up in the air. I get she's trying to hide, but she could just go in the bag, you know.
Age 18. An orphan, too. The army could
Wonderful.
always use more of those. So, what brings you to enlist?
Want to fight for change and need the money, I'm just so bored. She said be as honest as possible, but none of these answers feel honest? Except for these two? This would make me seem greedy. I'll just say I want to fight for change.
I want to fight for real change.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
I'm stronger than I look, I've got a sharp mind, I can take a lot of punishment. Don't say that! I'm small but quick, I've always been lucky. Probably this one.
I'm small, but quick.
Yes, I could see that. Always the cowards who run the fastest.
God, shut up!
Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
Please enter the name of this story's protagonist. Please tell me he has a canon name. So, I looked, and he kinda has a canon name? It's Will. I'm curious. Okay. I think I'll just call him Will, even though I don't think it fits him at all. Like, I'm just willing to bet it's short for William, or something. Just Will on its own doesn't fit the face at all. But that is the name I will be going with for the protagonist. So the name of the protagonist is Will. Sure. I always like going with the canon names.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment. You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next.
Does the other guy talk on L? Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. What a long line. Guess we've got no choice but to wait our turn. Huh. What does this dude remind me of those dudes in SMT3? Nocturne. I don't know what they're called. But he looks like those guys. Unmotivated man. You're so young. Are you enlisting too? Well, not much choice if you don't have money or a job. Grief makes the world go round, as it were. Is that the currency? You want a magic igniter? Join the queue. Cutting's only going to get you chewed out. Oh hey, young nobleman. You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me. If so, or was there something you needed? Nope, nothing. I'm sure you're wondering the same thing they were. If there's stick at the table at home, what earthly force could drag me to enlist in the Royal Army? To be honest, I don't give a damn.
Well,
let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom, foolish or not. I have my reasons. Either we die as soldiers or as specimens. Blast it! I came to enlist because I heard you can make a quick reeve here, but they really make you work alongside creepy Elda. A parapets I can deal with, but Elda are right ominous. Where'd you hear that from? God's own scriptures, that's where. Guess you can't expect an Elda to know shite. Let him say what he wants. Fighting someone like him would just be a waste of energy. These lowlifes aren't guards. So where do I get my money? They said tribe doesn't matter in the army, but they'll probably put me up front as a meat shield. Not that I can find better work. Wish I could serve Count Louis. His army's built on merit, so even a parapet stands a chance. Or specimens for igniter experiments. Ugh.
Look at that.
There sure are a lot of wanted posters. There's no time for gawking. We have to get in line. I wonder if this is foreshadowing. Ah, there we are. Join the queue. It is now the evening.
I heard they get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Next!
Hiya!
Another Clamar. Wait, no. You don't look like the others. Surely not. An elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
You gonna treat me with respect, please?
Move it. There's a priority around here. We're arming squires and children with igniters now. Waste of good gear.
18 is not a
Better
child.
from my hands. Give it here.
Wait your damn turn.
Force. Crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rousseau strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You all right?
Thank you.
Thank Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Back to you.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter.
Cinder Igniter.
These days, most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. Really? The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw on the main street. Oh, so it's not just a staff. It's literally just a piece of gear that can emit magic from it. Interesting.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
Royal Capital Vicinity Map.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
No kidding.
Listen up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger. And as of this
So are you clingy?
Miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Evening tonight.
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood. Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey. You awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Sorry to bug you. Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
That's just how it is.
Well, I don't think that should be how it is.
I agree.
Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
I'd rather not think about it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'll drop it. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure, I guess.
I gotta say, I've been curious. Thanks. It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. The prince loved those kinds of stories. Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination.
Many people have laughed at this, but I honestly think this is kind of good foreshadowing. I think this is just... I think it's meant to give people hope, or give the people in this world hope, when in reality, it isn't actually like this.
Wow.
And that'll be a
So
big
not
plot
living with
twist.
Fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over. In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal.
Because we definitely wish that all lives were treated equally, but I think that's the point behind this. that it's to give the characters in this fantasy world hope, when in reality, for us in the real world, it isn't so nice. I think it's to instill hope. So, yeah.
Whoa. I see. No magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world.
Plus, it feels kind of ironic, too, almost. So.
Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own? Oh well. Guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
Good night. Late night. Record the events thus far? Sure. 16 save files. Nice. Daybreak. Early morning. Arbor's Day. 19 degrees Celsius. Oh.
Shouldn't you be resting? I'm fine. In fact, I'm glad we have this chance to talk. I've been reading, and I hope that someday we can make our kingdom like the place in this book. You said it was some kind of fantasy novel, didn't you? Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are. I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elder here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived. And yet, they burned your home down.
Why though?
It's tragic, and no one should have to suffer so. Someone needs to fix... You okay? Don't push yourself so hard. Reality is much too cruel. I know that. But I'll fight it. I'll fight to the end. I'm a prince. But I need to be a hero. One worthy of the throne. A hero? One who can lead. A beacon who will pierce the darkness when all seems lost. My father taught me that. In his stories, the kingdom was full of legendary heroes. So I can't give up. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. Not that I expect it will be easy. I believe in you. Familiar words. When I'm down, when I struggle, you're always there to help me through it. Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
I wonder what afflicted him with the curse to begin with. So, the book has a heart on it, right?
I won't give up either. Trust me.
And I've seen in some other places in the game where there's like spade and clover and whatnot. So, you know, suits of a 52 card deck. So we got the heart, we got the spade, we got the clover, and we got the diamond. I wonder what kind of there's probably 4 kingdoms in this. And the book came from the Heart Kingdom, which is why it has a heart on it. Though that being said, I could just be...
The northern border fort. One day remains.
Medals Day.
Let's see.
I wonder how far we've come. Let's find our destination, the northern border fort. World map. You can view information about your surroundings on the world map. Use the movement keys to highlight the location you want to learn about, then press X.
Don't forget.
The northern border fort. This is where our contact should be, so hopefully we find him quickly. Got it.
Okay then.
All we can do for now is rest. We have a big day tomorrow.
The carriage transporting the new recruits arrives at its destination.
Idle's Day, daybreak, evening.
The northern border fort. The towering fortress was built during the Annex War in the mountains at the edge of the territory. Even now, soldiers are sent there for its strategic importance to the royal capital and to combat the rising waves of monsters. Fresh-faced soldiers disembark from their coaches at the foot of a steep ascent to the fort, the first of many uphill battles.
Oh, finally. Can hardly feel my legs.
Listen well, you lackwits. The battlefield is no place to sit on your asses, and the border front is always a battlefield. The call to arms could sound at any time. Stand to, curs. You have the honor to serve at the command of Captain Klinger, war hero, tactician, master of arms. When I earned rank in the trenches, forged in the blood of my comrades.
Nobody gives a shit.
Spare us this drivel. Say, friend, I'm curious. What is it about that book that's captivated you so?
A world with no magic, a world with only one tribe. It's hard to explain.
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
No discrimination, eh? A far cry from our world, then. So it's describing a better world. A utopia, perhaps. I'm something of a reader myself, but that's not like any book I've read. You know, when the late king took the throne, he was quite the idealist himself. He made grand claims about unifying the people under his rule. Never managed to do it in the end, of course. Reform takes more than high-minded, eloquent speeches. Maybe he was too blind to see that himself.
Listen to you. A babe with his first sword thinking he knows better than a king. Keep your mouth shut. No one cares what you think.
Nobody asked you.
Something to say? Go on. I'm listening.
Piss off! I apologize for him. Is it a fight you want? Don't worry, my friends will talk. Is it a fight you want?
If it's a fight you want, draw your blade.
Didn't think you'd just challenge me straight out. You've got guts for a lesser tribesman. Well, Clemar.
That's so lesser about an Elder.
But only because I like your friend. Next time, keep your complaining to yourself.
Next time, keep your comments to yourself.
That's the last thing I need. Though I suppose I deserved it in part, speaking ill of the dead and all. My mouth tends to get ahead of my thoughts sometimes. Although, I'm glad a bad habit seems to have drawn us together. Oh, never got round to an introduction. I'm Stroll. Leon Stroll, son of the Count of Halia. And you are?
Leon Stroll, Count of Halia.
That's my name.
I have that right? It's got a certain weight to it.
Does it?
For what it's worth, my title doesn't mean much. Here and now, we're peers and equals.
By the skin of my teeth! Now, where was I? Right, as for you, fresh meat.
Someone, help!
Uh-oh.
Is that a soldier?
No, that's a monster.
What happened?
Listen. Stay on guard. It's too...
Excuse me. Apologies for that. He's unconscious.
Not one of mine.
Excuse me.
Must be one of the
Again,
French
apologies.
Those damn vultures across the border. They must have heard about the king's death. Anyway, to the fort. Double time. I'll stay behind to see to the poor bastard's wounds.
Sure.
You want us to go on ahead? Alone? Shouldn't we at least send a team back to ask for...
I knew fear would take you at the first step. You want to turn tail? Are you a traitor to the cause?
Can we put him in his place?
Cowards! You are part of His Majesty's Royal Army! Swallow your fear, fight with pride, and we'll all have medals this time tomorrow!
He's right. We're warriors. Up there is our first chance at glory and riches. Damned if I'm gonna waste it. Let's go!
Damn it. Well, I suppose this is what we signed up for. Onward, to the fort then.
I didn't see Gallica anywhere. Oh,
I've got a bad feeling about this. It's hard to explain,
here she is.
but it's like there's a stench in the air, and it's getting stronger.
Hey, did something happen?
She looks cute with the armor on.
Is that a fairy? Did you catch it yourself?
Yep, just over there. She's with me. She's with me.
She's with me.
Yes, and I have a name, by the way. It's Gallica.
So you travel together? You've stayed well hidden for quite a while.
Gallica, he didn't even know who you were to begin with, nor did he know your name. Okay? Cut him some slack.
Well, I didn't want anyone making a fuss. But we've got bigger problems right now. I can't shake this feeling. We gotta be careful.
I like her helmet. It's
I'll
cute.
follow orders, but I'm not about to let this armchair general send me to my death. Let's take a moment, then head in once we're prepared. I assume you know how to use an igniter properly?
I'm not so sure. He's never used one before. I mean, he's a commoner, so not much chance to.
Fair enough. Well, just stay behind me and you'll be all right. I swear I won't let you die. I'm with you.
New ally, Stroll. Comrade. Or comrade. Stroll, a brave fighter trying to conceal his nobility, has become your ally.
Oh, this is bad. I didn't think you'd actually have to fight anyone. I just hope our contact in the fort's okay. Let's keep our guard up and hope we find out.
Idle stay night. 8 degrees Celsius. Damn.
Okay?
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events, but don't lose sight of our mission, okay? I know.
Here we go.
Be careful, our contact should be inside, and we just have to find him. You're running with such purpose! What was that you were talking about? You said something about your ally? Oh, it's nothing. I was just worried about the soldiers inside.
I see.
Well, whatever the case, the situation concerns me too. Let's go inside. Northern Borden Fort. Well, I think this is as good a place as any to stop here for now. So next time on Metaphor ReFantazio, let's storm the fort to see what's up, shall we? I'll see you all then.